So I have a day off this week, maybe like 2-3 hours of free time. We just washed my vehicle yesterday, shared with you guys our 30 ceramic coatings, how they are looking. So far, everything looks fantastic, and I am finally getting around to finishing applying ceramic coatings to my vehicles. We were going to be putting the CarPro D-Quartz diamond quartz coating on this side, just to be able to side by side compare our diamond coatings. Here we have a majority of our pro grade ceramic coatings, authorized installer only. So here we're going to be putting our Deshine Nano Graphene V3. Back here, the plan is to be putting the Cerakote ceramic coating, since they kind of had some issues with the previous formula as far as the cure times. So I don't think it's an upgraded formula, but maybe updated cure times, but we're going to be putting that back here. And this was actually our Superior Products nano coating. It failed 1 month in, and someone hit my vehicle the other day, so we're just going to do a quick polish to try to buff that out. So we taped off right here. So we have this available to put a ceramic coating on, and technically we also have right up here available that we could apply 1 or 2 ceramic coatings. We can test them out on glass, see kind of a neat side by side. We're going to be testing out 2 different coatings on our wheels. McKee's 37 came out with their graphene wheel coating. I've worked with this before, very user friendly. I want to see what kind of durability we can get. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle, so both sets of wheels are going to see kind of uniform soiling. We do have ceramic brake pads, so they do get pretty black pretty quickly. So we're going to test one side of the vehicle out with the graphene wheel coating, and then the other side with our G-Technique C5 wheel armor, just to see which one is easier to apply, which one kind of lasts a little bit longer on our wheels. So we're going to go ahead, polish the panels that have nothing on them, do a panel prep wipe, and then we will go ahead and start applying our ceramic coatings.
Other than that back panel that has this scratch, we don't need to do any sort of heavy correction. We're just doing a quick zip with the polisher, panel prep wipe before we apply our coatings. Because we have so much to get through, we're going to actually speed this up for you guys.
First up, we're going to be applying the Cerakote Professional Ceramic Paint Coating. They say online to let this sit about 5 minutes, so we're going to apply. It's a stronger one. We're going to apply, set a timer, and then come back and test it. You can see it instantly wants to rainbow. On my red colored vehicle, these aren't the easiest to see.
At about the minute mark, it looked like a majority of the coating had evaporated. We did have a few spots that still had some moisture, but it went from rainbowing to sweating to evaporated very quickly. It was about 63 degrees outside, but about 68% humidity, so it was more humid, which can cause your ceramic coatings to flash faster. This coating was a little difficult to read because it did look like it had all but evaporated, but when I went in to do a quick test spot, I could see that it looked like I had smeared something around, and it looked like it was still wet.
You can see right there where I went to level, you could see it kind of smeared that product around a little bit. It did look like it was mostly dry, so I was doing a little bit more of an aggressive wipe off, and that's kind of the look that we have left behind. See if we can get this to come up on camera. That is extremely slick. Extremely slick. And that was very easy. We're about 3 minutes in on that. We're gonna let the rest of this just kind of sit another minute or so until we hear our good friend alert us. Realistically, this would probably allow you to coat 2, 3, 4 panels even, if you are letting it sit on there for 5 minutes. It does look like it's all but dried on there, but I'm not seeing where it's like stuck. Just kind of, I can move the transfer solution around with my finger, but it's not wet. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's hard to show on camera. I can see kind of the sweat marks. They look dried, but when I actually kind of go over them, it kind of looks like I'm moving something around, but it's not a wet look. So now we're gonna come in and carefully level. And it is slick as snot. I really enjoy slick coatings. It's going to, one, give you just a really nice user experience when you're working with the coating, helps dirt not stick to the panel quite as much. I don't even know if I need a second towel.
I was impressed with how our first towel got a majority of the transfer solution up.
But we are leveled. That was super easy. Again, only working one little section, so it's hard for me to see, but that would not deter me from working with that coating. That was very user-friendly, very slick under the surface. I mean, this is 6 months old almost, but this is insanely slick. So hopefully as it continues to cure over the next 7 days, it will be even slicker. So all in all, Cerakote, really liked it. Very user-friendly, very good experience so far. All right, so next up, we're gonna be applying the Nanographene V3. I have to tell you guys, this is really cool packaging. Pull this out, and then we've got some glass vials here to be able to apply the coating.
This was very professional. We had instructions, some warranty cards, an applicator, and our coating bottle.
So we're just gonna give this a good shake. Graphene sometimes can settle at the bottom, so you just wanna make sure you're getting all that goodness mixed in. It's thick. As Eddie would say, or Jamie would say, it's thicker like a Snicker. Maybe that's why we need the glass vial. Pop this sucker out.
For the life of me, I did try to remove the orifice, even with needle nose pliers, to use those glass vials, but I could not remove the orifice, so we had to do a ton of rigorous shaking just to get enough ceramic coating out of the bottle. It is going on pretty thick, almost like glue, which is what they want to see. So we did our up and down, side to side crosshatch pattern, but we definitely need to address this issue moving forward so that we can have a speedier application.
So this coating has to sit on there for 5 to 15 minutes. So we're gonna set a timer, we're gonna go do another coating, and then we're gonna come back to this. But first, let me just show you up close what this looks like. We definitely need to figure out this situation because they gave me a glass dropper, but I gotta figure out how to get the top or the orifice off because most of it ended up on me. So this is our Nanographene V3. I think I missed a spot right there. You can see it's hazy. I'm not seeing sweating. I'm not seeing rainbowing at this point. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Second timer, 5 minutes. So we're gonna let this sit on there for 5 minutes, and then hopefully we're not going to be kicking ourselves in the butt with the wipe off. We are about 6 minutes with our Nanographene V3. I can see some areas where it looks like we're still wet, and when I just kind of do a quick touch, you can kind of see we're pushing something around. So we're gonna let this sit on there for a few more minutes, and then we'll test and see where we're at.
Now let's do our diamond quartz coating from CarPro. As it's coming out of the bottle, it was a little bit thicker, but had no problems getting it out of the bottle.
I think we're going to divide this in half. So we're going to do this section here with our diamond coating. And then we're gonna do the other half with our CarPro CQ UK 3.0. This will give us a side-by-side comparison with the other diamond coating on here, C6 Hydro Light. And we might go a little further. Let's give you a little bit more. All right.
So I want to do a little experiment. Most coating manufacturers will tell you that a opened bottle of ceramic coating has a 6-month shelf life. I've had this bottle open for over 2 years, and I kind of want to know, is a coating still good, even if it's beyond that expired point that the manufacturer recommends? So we're going to test it out.
I'm not seeing any crystallized coating. Let's see if it comes out. Comes out all right. I think we're good to go, guys. Jeez, this bottle's from 2021. Holy crap. The trick is going to be if it's a bugger to apply and if we get kind of the same durability. All right. So we've got our diamond quartz. Oh, that is very slick going on. Can actually see we definitely do have like a different look to the coating. So this is our D-quartz as it is setting up. We see a little bit of sweating right there, but I can see we've got more rainbowing. And then this one still looks pretty wet at the moment, but this should at least help me. We're gonna put this right here. Let's see. I'm gonna put this right here. Hopefully that will help me determine where kind of the break is. We're gonna get a towel and put that right there, just so that way I know when leveling where we stop and start. But hopefully our coatings will kind of give us this look. As you can see right there, we've got definite rainbowing, some sweating going on. And then over here, I'm seeing slower flashing or slower rainbowing, but I can see some rainbowing on the surface. So our D-quartz has about a minute left, which means that this has been on there for probably 8-9 minutes. And guys, that is a delight. Holy crap. I was emotionally prepared for, not the fight of my life, but for definitely a grabby struggle. I probably could let this sit on there even longer. But guys, holy crap, is this easy to level. Most pro grade coatings are going to, they're going to be on another level. Let's just put it that way. You know, you definitely have to know what you're doing when working with pro grade coatings. Holy crap, guys, this is not what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting a little bit of a workout, I'm not gonna lie. Some of these pro grade coatings, they were very grabby. Even if we let it sit on there for 5-10 minutes, like we did our Veros Pro, it was a struggle. It was definitely a struggle, and this could have been easier. This was just as easy as removing our Cerakote paint coating, but this is a pro grade 5+ year ceramic coating. I'm excited to test out the durability, but when it comes to the application and leveling process, that couldn't have been easier. I've worked with V1, and this was a world of a difference from V1. I mean, we're talking like not even recognizable. I've talked with several Art to Shine installers in the past, and they all said, oh, it's easy. And I'm like, you're just being, you know, you're really supportive of the company. They're not kidding. They're not BSing you. I'm trying to blend my lines here so that way we don't have, you know, high spots where the tape was. And I can actually see a little bit of a visual difference from our ADS Pro Quartz coating to our nanographene coating. I want to try to blend that because I don't want that to kind of stick out as I'm driving around town. But it's definitely done something to enhance the paint, like enrich the color of the paint. There's going to be no denying where our break was when we do our updates for you guys. Tell me when you see it. Tell me when you see it. So I can see where we stopped and started, where our nanographene V3 kind of has enriched the paint versus our other pro grade ceramic coatings. We've blended that line. There's no way for me to kind of remove that. No matter how much I kind of rub to try to massage it, it is still there. So that's not a high spot, that's just how it has enriched the actual paint. So we are well over 5 minutes on our D-Quartz diamond coating, and we are probably around 5 minutes with our CarPro CQ UK 3.0. All right, I've heard that this could be a little tricky. Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, it's definitely, you're feeling it. See, this is what I expected my Art to Shine ceramic coating to feel like. You can definitely feel something under that towel. You're pushing it around. It is grabbier. So it's going to be more physically involved with that first level. I just want to try to avoid any sort of high spots with the second towel. Getting tight. This is always where high spots want to develop on a roof. Okay, so that is our diamond ceramic coating. Let's try our C-Quartz UK 3.0. I can see we've got some nice rainbowing. And this is nowhere near as grabby, but a little bit grabby. I'm going to let it sit on there a little bit longer. But they did say in the video, you don't want to feel like you're pushing stuff around. So when you feel slight resistance, that's when you know it's ready to level. So that was a little bit of resistance. I didn't need to fight it though. I really don't even need that second towel. But we are going to flip to a fresh side And we're gonna just do a light touch over both. So both of those have been applied and leveled. Definitely the UK 3.0 was a lot easier to work with and didn't have quite as long of a time that we had to let it sit on there. Could probably do 1 or 2 panels with that work time. Our diamond coating definitely was a little bit grabbier, a little bit more of an involved process, but they're 2 completely different formulas. We've got nano diamonds within this coating. We've got polysiloxanes and a lot of your more user-friendly ceramics within the UK 3.0. So based on experience, what you're looking for, I'm looking forward to kind of testing these out side by side to see which one actually is going to last longer, maybe help reduce water spots, especially on this roof area. So we've got about a 2 to 3 year coating with the D-quartz and about a 2 to 3 year coating with the UK 3.0. This will be an interesting test. So when working with this many coatings, I'll be honest with you guys, it's hard to keep straight all of the different applications that they all have. Majority of coatings are going to be very similar. Once you kind of see that rainbowing or sweating sign, that's your telltale sign to go ahead and level. Some will say let it sit on there longer. Some will say let it sit on there X amount of minutes before you come in and level. I had watched some videos and they had said like 5 to 15 minutes for the diamond, you know, anywhere from 5 to 10 with the UK 3.0. That's what I was going by. And of course, I didn't read the instructions. So our UK 3.0, they actually say let it sit on there 1 to 2 minutes. But as soon as you see it flashes, to go ahead and level. So we obviously let it sit on there for 5 minutes. So we pushed these coatings to their limits, and even if you were to let it sit on there too long, it will be grabby, but it will be workable. Even our D-quartz coating, it says 3 to 5 minutes. We let it sit on there for probably 8 minutes. So I didn't intend to, but we pushed these coatings to the limit. If we were to work too far of a section, what that application would be like. So obviously we can't remove them and then do them at the appropriate times, but I at least wanted to make sure I share that information with you guys. I don't want to deter you from trying them, but if you were to work too far or you're in humid environments where it flashes quickly, you know, obviously you can expect a little bit more of a grabbier experience, especially with the D-quartz. So if you stick within those recommended times that they have, you should have a much more enjoyable experience when applying and leveling. All right, so we were actually sent Pan the Organizer his clean 3-year ceramic coating, and we're going to apply this to our rear bumper. And we might actually put this on the roof and test it side by side versus the Detail Co. Ceramic Slim. This is their 3-year light coating. They also have their thick. So we have detailed instructions on how to apply. We have a 1-hour cure time before it can be exposed to rain. 12 hours if we are dealing with freezing temperatures, no caustic chemicals for 7 days. That's pretty typical. But he goes over everything that you need to know about this. pH neutral resistance, 12 hours, full chemical cure up to 7 days. Optimum application temp, 50 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, because we're not in Canada. So we got a 1 to 2 minute flash time with this. It's actually not, I don't smell strong chemicals. A lot of them, I've been kind of doing a sniffy sniff, and they are very strong. So I actually can appreciate that. Now this is coming out pretty thick. I don't need a lot because we're just putting it on the back bumper and also just the top. But we're going to get this evenly primed. I'm going to be applying this to a vehicle in the future as well. So for those that want a closer look at this coating as far as application, we're going to be doing a dedicated video review on this in the future. But I kind of want to test out the hydrophobics and durability, especially on that back bumper section. It gets a lot of your kind of splashes and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get this applied. So it's kind of a unique applicator. I can hear plastic and it sounds like a diaper. But that's gonna help save you coating. But we're gonna just evenly apply this to the panel. I didn't go super thick with it, but I am seeing that it is starting to rainbow on us. So you can see right here, we've got beautiful rainbowing. We've applied it evenly. Just gonna go over that section one more time. And we're about 20 seconds in, I can see it is starting to look like it wants to evaporate. So while this is setting up, I'm gonna go grab my towels. Actually, let's go ahead. That right there as well. So I see some rainbowing. It looks like it is starting to evaporate. Come in here, still see some rainbowing. On a red colored vehicle, that's actually pretty easy to see. Sometimes it's harder to see certain coatings on certain colored vehicles. can see where it was thicker, we have more kind of that blue rainbowing, but in areas where we kind of had gone over it, it looks like it is all but evaporated. So I don't want to let it dry on there. We're at that kind of 2-minute mark, and that is smooth as butter. That is very, very smooth. Not grabby whatsoever. This one I'm actually the most excited to see the hydrophobics, because when I watched his video reviewing it and kind of showing us what its characteristics look like, the hydrophobics looked insane. I'm really excited to see what the hydrophobics look like in real life and see what kind of durability we get with these coatings. So we're doing our 3-year ceramic coating from pan on half of the sunroof, and then we're going to do the Cerakote slim ceramic coating on this other half. So Pan says that you can apply this ceramic coating to every surface on the exterior of your vehicle, probably just not tires, but you can do glass, wheels, paint, plastic, headlights. So we've applied it to our sunroof here. We're going to go ahead and apply our Cerakote slim on this side, kind of compare what they look like on the glass. And I don't have any instructions with the Cerakote slim, but we're going to go ahead and get it applied to our applicator. I'm going to assume 1 to 2 minutes as well with this coating. It's definitely a wetter looking coating than Pan's. Pan's immediately started to flash off, and this one, it looks like we might have some sweating going on, which I actually like sweating coatings. They're some of my favorite. Pan's looks like it's all but ready to level, so let's go ahead. We'll pull you guys in close. So here is the clean 3-year ceramic coating on our glass. You can see our slim from Cerakote. It looks like it wants to sweat a little bit more. Definitely has a wetter look to it. This one has all but evaporated, so we're going to come in and try to keep that line crisp. Very, very easy to level, especially on glass. I'm not seeing any streaks. I'm going to flip to a fresh side. And that, again, couldn't be easier. Looks great on our glass, on our paint. Looks like our Cerakote starting to sweat a little bit more on us. But this one, we might actually have to let it sit on there a little bit longer, just because that looks pretty wet at this point. So it looks like it's hazing up on us. And in certain areas, I can see where it's kind of sweating off. On our paint, again, we're starting to see a little bit of sweating. Jamie Eddie, does that mean it's ready to go? I'm gonna say yes. Typically when you see coatings that sweat, when they're sweating off, it's basically the coating is bonding with the paint and it's rejecting the transfer solution. You can see it's hazier on our glass, sweatier on our paint. All right, let's come in with our towel. Is a little thicker feeling. Definitely very different from Pan's, but it is very slick immediately under the towel. We're gonna get our second towel in here. And this is definitely more slick than Pan's right off the bat. I feel just, actually no, I'm gonna take that back. Pan's at this point is slicker, but this is still very slick. Not gonna knock it, but Pan's at this point, maybe a minute in, is more slick. But there we have it, our Cerakote Slim. We're gonna put that side by side versus our Pan 3-year ceramic coating. For those of you that maybe wanna think that they're from the same manufacturer, they're not. 2 completely different coatings as far as application. And then we'll share with you guys what those hydrophobic properties look like. We put Pans on the roof to see what it looks like on vertical surfaces as well as horizontal surfaces. But we're gonna take all of our towels, our applicators. We've got a bucket over here that we are going to soak all of these in. We're gonna throw in some APC for those that say, how do you launder and reuse your ceramic coating towels? Yes, they were on the ground. It's okay, guys. We're gonna launder them. I'm not putting them on the paint, but we're gonna let those soak. We added some multi-star to our water, threw in our applicators and towels. We're gonna let those sit and soak for maybe a couple hours to a couple days, doesn't really matter. Then we're gonna launder, and that way we can reuse all of these applicators and towels. None of the coating is gonna set up, but we are all done with applying our ceramic coatings. The entire vehicle is now completely coated. Bum, ba, da, ba. So we're gonna let all these coatings sit on there for a couple of hours before we drive the vehicle, several days before we get it wet, before we wash it, and then we will give you guys our next update probably maybe in a month or so. So it'll be 7 months for these coatings, 1 month for our newer coatings, but I'm really curious to see what they look like. So there you have it, guys. We've got our entire vehicle coated, testing out some of the most popular coatings on the market from retail to professional grade. If you guys have questions about any of these coatings, let me know in the comment section down below. We're gonna put the links to all the coatings that we have on this vehicle for any of you that wanna try them out for yourself. Let me know in the comment section which one you think is gonna win, which one you think is gonna fail first. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think, and then we're gonna do our real world test. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notification bell off to the side so that way you don't miss out on any of these updates, because I think this is going to be a pretty amazing ceramic coating test for a lot of us. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys in the very next detail.